Good evening. You're watching To The Point. I am Preeti Chaudhary. Now, what are we witnessing in Karnataka tomorrow? A massive show of strength by the opposition as H.D Kumaraswamy takes oath as Chief Minister of Karnataka. But mind you, this is not just a Chief Minister taking oath. It is a united opposition taking the oath of unity come 2019. So who all will be attending this oath-taking ceremony? The bloc against the BJP, the anti-Modi bloc. Of course, leading it is the Congress. You have Rahul Gandhi there, Sonia Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, the BSP, Mayawati, Akhilesh, TDP, M.K Stalin, DMK. You have Tejashwi Yadav, RJD. You have Ajit Singh. You have Arvind Kejriwal, Kamal, Haasan, the Kerala Chief Minister, Pinarayi, Vijayan. All of them will be standing by as Kumaraswamy takes oath. Now, is this setting up the battle for 2019, taking an oath of unity? Let's take a look in terms of just vote share, what it all looks like. 32% is Team Modi right now on paper. The people, the parties who are with the BJP. This is what it looks like, 32%. However, let's also get you what the others right now look like, leading with the Congress there. 36% vote share for the others. Now, if you're wondering what's the difference, well, that is being made up by the fence-sitters, because right now, these are political parties, political outfits that have sworn allegiance to be against the BJP, and right now the ones are with the BJP. So 32% for the BJP, 36% vote share for a united opposition. The rest of the numbers in terms of vote share is made up by the fence-sitters, because certain political outfits haven't quite decided where they'll go. You have the Shiv Sena right there, Uddhav Thackeray. You have the BJD, Orissa. KCR still not very sure which way he will lean, towards the BJP or this rainbow coalition, what they call the secular coalition coming in together. Of course, you have YSR's son, and then you have the AIDMK. So till now, at least these 5 political outfits still sitting on the fence. Going towards 2019, what will be the biggest challenges for the Bharatiya Janata Party? Now, of course, to grow beyond the 2014 stronghold. Now, the Modi juggernaut, the peak of the Bharatiya Janata Party was reached, the wave of Modi in 2014. But it has to now go beyond that. Unhappy allies. Till now, the Bharatiya Janata Party has at least perceptionally picked arrogance over allies. So there needs to be a change in that. They need to get enough people on board themselves to take on this massive united opposition. Anti-incumbency. There are a lot of policies which haven't been met, a lot of promises which haven't been met, questions now being asked on the deliverance of that. However, there will be challenges for the Congress party as well. Now, the Congress party hoping to lead this motley crew, this ragtag coalition. Challenges before the Congress, well, it needs to exploit the BJP's weaknesses. It managed to do so in Karnataka with its alliance with the JDS. Now, will Rahul be accepted as a leader? Now, will Congress want to fight this election to win, to defeat the Bharatiya Janata Party? Or will the Congress want to fight this election to make Rahul Gandhi the Prime Minister? That could be a big difference for the Congress. Now, the Congress desperately needs to energize its cadres. We did see a spark in Gujarat. It's been bolstered with Karnataka. Of course, you have elections lined up ahead. You have a Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. They need to keep their cadre energized. And most importantly, will the Congress, like it has done so in this case with the JDS in Karnataka, be able to take a step back, especially where regional outfits are concerned? So the biggest question is that this ragtag coalition, what they call united opposition, everybody seems to want to be in the Prime Minister's chairs. Everybody wants to lead, not many want to follow. Namely, Mamata Banerjee, well, after the Congress, she has the highest number of parliamentary seats. She would want to be the Prime Minister. Of course, Sharad Pawar there, wanting to stake claim to that chair. He thinks he's got enough to do that. You have JDS leaders, you have, of course, Mulayam Singh from the Samajwadi Party, and even someone like Mayawati from the BSP. So, too many people who want to be king here as well. Who's going to follow? All right, so there are 543 parliamentary constituencies in India. Now, if this united opposition comes together, it actually looks at impacting a mammoth number of that seats. It'll go over 400. And that's the number coming in there, 429 of 543. A united opposition can impact that. Just take a look at this map there. Let's just start from Uttar Pradesh. The Congress, the SP and the BSP come together. They have hold over 80 seats. Let's look at Bihar. The Congress and the RJD will have hold over 40 seats. Assam, Congress plus AIUDF, 14 seats. Jharkhand, Congress plus JMM, 42 seats. West Bengal, Congress plus TMC. And the left, if the left will come together with the TMC, then they will have hold over 42 seats. Andhra Pradesh, Congress ties in with TDP, takes a step back. Let's TDP come up in the forefront, 17 seats. Tamil Nadu, the DMK goes with the Congress, 39 seats. Telangana, if the TRS decides to join this united opposition, then you have another 17 seats there. Odisha, 21. The BJD will have to come into this. Karnataka, Congress plus JDS coming in 28 seats if they go ahead and fight the Lok Sabha elections as well together. Maharashtra, Congress plus NCP, Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena still a fence-sitter. But if they decide to go in with this united opposition, then 48 seats. So this, even Haryana, look up, Congress, INLD, 10 seats there. Jammu and Kashmir, MC plus Congress, 6 seats there. So this is what it looks like. 429 is a big number of 523 seats. 429 seats, this entire united opposition could hold sway over. So what we did was just give you a breakdown on what it could look like in 2019, but let's just come back to 2018 and the big swearing in, which is expected tomorrow with Mr. Kumaraswamy taking oath. News just coming in. There's been a crucial Congress-JDS meet over the Karnataka portfolios. It's ended in Bengaluru with Kumaraswamy. Now what has been decided is that only one deputy CM will take oath tomorrow. Earlier on, there were indications which suggested that there could be 2 deputy CMs. Now, the Chief Minister himself will announce the name of his deputy. In the meeting, it has been decided that the Speaker will be from the Congress, whose name will be declared on Thursday, following which names of the ministers will be announced. So that's the latest news break that we're getting in. One thing that has been established is that there will be only one deputy chief minister. Political indications had suggested possibly a Lingayat and a Dalit to take that place, but one, and the announcement would be made by the Chief Minister himself on who his deputy would be. All right, so the big questions we're putting onto the point this evening now are this massive show of strength that we're expecting tomorrow. Is it just going to be an oath taking of a Chief Minister or a little more than that? Is the united opposition going to take oath of unity for 2019? And who is to blame? Has the BJP scored a self-goal by choosing arrogance over its allies? Many of its closest allies extremely upset with the party. Does it need to have a rethink on that? Now, who will be the Prime Minister of this secular front? Too many people who want to claim that spot, many few would like to follow. And can political opponents transfer votes to each other? That's going to be interesting. Will, say, a Congress place second lead in where and sacrifice its vote share for, say, a regional party? And will voters trust a ragtag coalition? Can a united opposition provide a stable government? Now, possibly in that, the Karnataka case will be a test case. If they're able to provide a good, strong, stable government, then possibly they'll be able to invoke the trust of voters. Let me cut across to our panel. We have Gopal Agrawal from the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have Ghanshyam Tiwari in the studio with me, Samajwadi Party. We have Professor Monojit Mondal, he's a TMC supporter, and we have Sanjay Jha from the Congress. Let's cut across to the BJP spokesperson, Mr. Gopal Agrawal. Shouldn't the Bharatiya Janata Party be a little worried? You might call it a ragtag coalition, opportunistic, whatever you might call it, but you really don't quite have an answer for that. You know, we were just putting out the chart there earlier, where of the 523 seats, if this united coalition actually comes together, then you have over 400 seats that are in trouble.
No, actually, if you don't call it a trouble, because when you ask this question, that who will be the Prime Minister of this coalition, that was the nail on the head. Actually, they are coming together to share the power, and the power is in the Prime Minister's post, but there is only one post. How they will share? The coalition is only successful when there is one lead party and other splinters group come together to support it.
Okay.
But here everybody is a claimant of a prime ministership.
Okay.
How will they share among themselves?
So how will this power
and
be
the
shared?
seats
Sanjay
and
Jha,
so
credible
many
point.
ideological-
Right. Sanjay Jha, credible
And
point. Then now
we
what's
have
the
seen
Congress
one
going to
more
do in
thing,
all
one
of
more
this,
point.
Sanjay? Is the
Over
Congress
a
fighting this
period of
election to
time,
defeat the
we have
BJP in
seen the failure
2019?
of
Or
coalition.
will the Congress fight this election to make Rahul Gandhi Prime Minister? Because there's a lot of difference between the two.
Preeti, let me be very categorical. The idea of India has been under serious threat since Narendra Modi became Prime Minister. I think when we are talking about an opposition unity for 2019, I don't think it has got to do with any political lust for power. It's about ensuring that India's constitution, the sacred constitution of India, India's sacrosanct democracy, the very fact that liberty and equality, the way our minorities have been harassed by this government, there are fundamental, I think, challenges to our social fabric itself. And I do believe that all opposition parties coming together, not just for the swearing in Bangalore tomorrow, but I think overall you're hearing the manifestations of change, and they've got to do with the fact that Mr. Modi's government has been a thorough disaster, whether it's the economy, take jobs, or farmer related issues, etc., or you look at the larger failure to govern this country with what we call as appropriate standards. So what you're going to see is the harbinger of things to come. I think everybody, whether it's Mamata Banerjee in the east, whether it's a DMK in the south, whether you're hearing, by the way, even protestations happening from the former allies of the NDA. I mean, BJP's allies like Shiv Sena are completely unhappy with them. I think Mr. Naidu has appreciated and completely welcomed the formation of the Congress JDS government in Karnataka. What you're seeing is the winds of change.
All right, Sanjay, we're going to take that question in terms, especially where the allies are concerned.
Let me repeat that. India will have a new Prime Minister in 2019. Who it's going to be is not the problem.
Okay.
There is a problem of plenty. We have a lot of talent there.
That's the problem. That's the problem, because there's a problem of plenty. But Sanjay, let me come to what a point that you were making. Now, you might call it secular front, but a lot of people will call it opportunistic, because case in example, your allies, to name Kerala, you have the Muslim League. If you tie up with the AIUDF in Assam, then and you're going to actually label it secular, then I'm the Queen of England.
Preeti, let me tell you, I mean, one of the tragedies of our current political discourse is that the BJP and the RSS has made the term secular into a travesty, which is so sad, because if the one thing that unites our country together, not just in spirit, but also in text, is the fact that we should be a committed secular democracy. Now, we should not allow that to happen. No, I want to make a point here. You see, end of day, any political unit that basically whose entire existence is based on what I call as the agenda of polarization is the Bharatiya Janata Party. I mean, you know that they are run by the RSS in Delhi, and the RSS has got a Hindu Rashtra obsession. They want to amend the constitution. And this is not the RSS alone. The BJP mainstream leaders talk about removing secularism from the Indian constitution. I don't think the political parties you're talking of want to amend the constitution or are talking about being against each other.
All right, let me bring in.
I'd
like to bring in Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Their own, probably, the voters they go to because they feel they are under threat.
All right, Ghanshyam Tiwari, do you think it's even possible? Because yes, Mr. Modi, yes, the Bharatiya Janata Party has made allies of strange bedfellows, adversaries like the BSP and you. Even let's talk about your alliance with the Congress when you went into election in Uttar Pradesh. There was a lot of trouble on certain seats where the Congress did not have inability but still wanted to field candidates, and it was right out in the open at that point of time. Do you think the Congress would now possibly use Karnataka as a test case and will take a back seat and let regional satraps do the rest?
Well, Congress is giving all those signals, and first and foremost, we would welcome it if you become the Queen of England. There's no doubt about it. Most importantly, what the Indian Express wrote on that day was vote of overconfidence. That is what BJP has become. They have more allies right now standing against them than the opposition parties itself. Even in the case of a election that we failed miserably, 2017 Uttar Pradesh election, Samajwadi Party and Congress did not come out with fist fights against one another. We have still maintained that we have a good friendship, and that is what a basis of a broad alliance should be. The mandate of 2014 was for BJP and for parties like TDP and several other allies. Where are those parties? So after the vote in Karnataka, you see a Ram Madhav fighting it out with, slugging it out with Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. What does it tell you? It means that BJP is arrogance. It does not care about its allies. And when Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi was asked that how many marks would you give to this government, he said that this government has not written anything in the paper. It's below 0. So this is how the markdarshas of BJP are giving marks to their own governments. A government that has not performed will automatically create a people's alliance. We can call it a federal alliance, secular alliance, it does not matter. Eventually it will be a people's alliance where BJP will have to answer tough questions on governance.
Gopal Agrawal, I'd like to get you in on this. You know, Mr. Tiwari has a point. Now look at it. You've alienated your very own allies, even somebody as right-wing and considered a part of what would be, you know, the saffron outfit, like the Shiv Sena, is turning against you today. You turned the TDP against you. You know, there are rumblings already happening in Punjab. What's going on? And do you think you'd be able to have an answer? Would you be able to go it alone come 2019?
Well, I tell you one thing, why the coalition experiments in India failed over last 1989 to 1988.
It was your very own. Gopal Agrawal, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Atal Bihari Vajpayee set the template and was the first Prime Minister to run a full term with a coalition, something possibly that Sonia Gandhi adopted from him? Shouldn't you learn from your own? Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the first Prime Minister to run a coalition to full term.
That's what I'm telling. The coalition failed from 1989 to 98 because there was no one lead party. And there was compromise, politics of compromise and bargain on sharing of power. That's the same thing. The situation is now developing with regard to 2018. There is no one single largest party which can lead the coalition. There are
should you not understand that then?
Are in the competing among themselves to share profit, and the only narration they have is that the BJP or NDA government will fail.
One second. No, Gopal Agrawal, forget about them. What about you? Have you learned that lesson?
We are not going to fail.
Have you, Gopal Agrawal, forget about them. Just talk about yourself. Talk about yourself.
Yes.
Have you learned that lesson?
We
have alienated your closest allies today.
Yes, we have. No, we have not alienated, but we do not believe in the politics of compromise because the nation needs a strong leadership with a clear-cut direction. It cannot work in a coalition on a compromise basis.
So you are saying BJP is against coalition?
Will pull the Prime Minister into their own interest. You see how communists were bargaining Congress in the coalition. How now? What is?
So that is an official wind up of NDA. NDA today is officially winding up, and BJP stands against coalition.
When you call them, no, when they call them that we have a problem of plenty, I tell you, each Prime Minister which they claim to be Prime Minister.
No, Gopal Agrawal, that can't be your answer to everything. No,
get the basic.
You can't. No, Gopal Agrawal. For every question, you can. Your answer can't be their problem of plenty. You have enough problems of your own, and your main problem is that you've alienated all your allies. How are you going to fight it? Let me bring in Manojit Mandal.
Not at all.
All right, Mr. Agrawal, let me bring in Manojit Mandal, TMC supporter. He's with us also.
In Punjab,
yes.
Mr. Mandal, Mr. Agrawal does have a point. Of course, he said this one too many times, that you do have a problem of plenty, and that's a huge problem for you. Everyone wants to be leading this ragtag coalition, primarily Mamata Banerjee, and she's made no bones about it.
So I do have serious objection to the way you are putting it up. It's not neither motley crew or ragtag coalition. It is the need of the hour. I would like to add to what my friends from Congress and Samajwadi Party said. It's not only from the allies. You feel some kind of insurrection from within the BJP. Senior pros like Jaswant Sinha has already left BJP. Shatrughan Sinha is rebelling. So they are also, not to mention Mr. L.K. Advani. If everyone can understand that there is kind of claustrophobic. Oh dear friend, please let me speak. You had your time. Please let me speak. You know, why
No,
are we trying to
Yashwant
have this
Sinha
kind
Make your
of
point, Mr. Mondal, make your point.
Even in the studio, let us
Shatrughan
speak
Sinha has
also.
no relevance
Let
in
us
All right,
Indian
speak.
okay, okay, gentlemen,
Let
can we
us
just,
take our
can we allow
point.
each
Let us
other to
take our
speak? We
point.
can all hear
You are
them.
trying to,
BJP.
everybody knows, you know, there will be, because they are trying to sort of centralize the power in one single person. India is not that kind of a democracy, let me tell you. You know, two of the five words in the preamble, secular and democratic. These two words are in grave
Opportunistic
danger.
is not in the
And that's why
preamble, but
these
that would be
regional
the
parties,
possible
including
bedrock for this coalition.
the National Party.
And I would reckon all of you would agree with that.
Congress
That's
even
the
don't tell
way.
me
That's the
how
way the
Rahul
discourse
Gandhi was
is being
elected.
controlled
All right,
by
okay.
you, the
One
media,
second, all right.
and the BJP. That's not the way the discourse should go on.
Sanjay Jha.
This idea of federal front or united opposition has floated 3 years back when the anti-people policies of the
Okay.
BJP were doing the round
All
since
right.
the time
Okay,
of
Mr.
the
Mondal, I'd like to bring in
demonetization.
Sanjay Jha
And now
once.
it's very high time. Even in Karnataka, mind you, there was
using
this
Sanjay
serious
Jha.
bloodless
Megawatts
butchering
will
of
not
democracy that
support
they
you in your
attempted.
democratic
Thanks to the
Okay,
Supreme Court of
Sanjay Jha.
India that this
You know,
butchering
with
was
something that
not allowed.
something we touched upon earlier. Now, is the Congress ready to take that back seat?
Sure.
A, primarily, are you ready to let, say, regional parties hold fort? And B, if tomorrow the question comes of Rahul Gandhi, are you willing to sacrifice him?
Preeti, let me give you a very short answer to that. Firstly, the political arrogance of the Bharatiya Janata Party is so evident. Even the spokespersons today interrupt other people's and
Where
don't
is
even
the
let them
arrogance?
finish a sentence.
With
And I
all
think there
humility
is a
we are
larger
talking.
culture within the party which smacks of
No, where is
hubris.
the arrogance?
But let me
We
make
are
the
talking
larger
with all
point.
humility.
See, again, there you go again. The larger point, Preeti, is this.
We let the power go in
you go.
Karnataka.
There you go. There you go. Can
One
I
second,
finish
Mr.
my
Agarwal,
sentence?
let's
Just
come.
a
Mr.
democratic
Agarwal, I promise I'll
values.
come back to you for a rebuttal. I promise
Preeti,
you that.
can I finish
Yes,
my
yes,
sentence
make your
without
point.
him interrupting?
Make your point.
This is not the way you conduct a debate.
Yeah, Preeti, let me tell you, under Mr. Rahul Gandhi's leadership, you will find the Congress party pragmatic, practical and extremely flexible. You know, wherever we have many states where we have a head-to-head contest with the BJP, there are states like Uttar Pradesh where, you know, Ghanshyamji comes from, or West Bengal, for example, Tamil Nadu. There are many states where we have to go into strong alliances and we are going to, you know, demonstrate necessary political accommodation because the need of the hour is for all right-thinking parties. Right-thinking parties are secular, they are liberal, they think for the poor, they are inclusive in their growth model, and you'll find across all the partners that at the moment are uniting together to take on what I believe is the money and muscle part of Mr. Modi and Amit Shah. They are all driven by a couple of very strong ideological foundations. So let me tell you, during the UPA time from 2004 to 9 and 9 to 14,
Okay.
whatever difficulties we may have had, we gave a very strong, stable government. India's GDP
Okay.
grew 3 times, stock markets boomed. So a coalition is a good and a very valid term in Indian politics. And I'm very confident that all the parties will come together, regional parties
All right,
will
Mr.
get the
Okay, I
respect
want to
they
give, okay.
deserve.
So Gopal
And we need to
Agrawal is
ensure
practically
that
the only
India
lone
is
voice
safe
against the
from
three
the
of you here.
extremely
I need to
dangerous
keep going back to
politics
him.
of Amit Shah and
Okay.
Narendra Modi.
All right, okay. I want to go back to Gopal Agrawal. Like I said, he's the only voice against the three of you
Sure.
here right now. So yes, Mr. Agrawal, you wanted to come in for a rebuttal. Go ahead.
The thing I want to tell you is when the Congress says that you by
I will not
using just that we are secular, we are right thinking people, we believe in democracy, doesn't make you that. You don't have an even democratic system in your own party. You are supporting Mamata Banerjee, who has blatantly, even the court has given strictures against the democratic processes in West Bengal. What you talk on that, the Kerala violence, your support to PFI, your support to separatist movements in Kerala. Congress has to answer so many
All
questions. Right. Sharing of power doesn't mean that you compromise on every issue just for power.
All right, Ghanshyam Tiwari, do you think
hypocrisy is visible to the people, and therefore you are losing one state after another, and just saying that I am secular, I am right thinking.
No, Gopal Agrawal, you can't say one state after the another. You just lost a state. You just lost a state, and then Congress did somewhere down the line take the moral high ground where Gujarat was concerned. You have lost two very crucial. You've lost the unthinkable by-elections in Uttar Pradesh in the Chief Minister's own backyard. Ghanshyam Tiwari, but can all of you this entire opposition come together on the plank of the hatred towards one man. It seems to be that there's this abject hatred for Mr. Modi, and that's what your agenda is. What are you going to take to the people?
Well, no, I think let's be very clear that Mr. Modi is a popular Prime Minister. He has a huge following on social media and a lot of channels. So it's not about hating the Prime Minister. We all uphold our Prime Minister. What is more important is that the mantra of 2019 campaign will be unvote BJP campaign, which is, unvote a government that does not fulfill its own manifesto. When was the last time a BJP spokesperson with a straight face spoke about Achhe Din or their own promises that they made to the people? Look at the kind of chief ministers they have installed in different states. You have Biplab Dev, you have Ajit Singh, people who are not serious about governance. They are serious about the propaganda that BJP runs. If you look at NDA of today, you look at Gopal Agarwal, you look at his backdrop. All the parties that represent NDA are visible in the backdrop of Gopal Agarwal as he sits, and you will see seven Kamals right there. That is what NDA has become.
All right, we're going to end this. We're going to end this debate right there. I'm sure the dialogue will continue, especially in the days to come. But right now, we just want to limit it to what's going to happen tomorrow, that big oath-taking ceremony. Word coming in that M.K. Stalin has dropped out. So the DMK will not be sharing dais in this massive show of strength of the opposition. A quick break. Stay with us. Up next is In Depth.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.